Hey guys, so here is the house. I didn't actually film building the walls and everything because this house took a really long time to get together as I was trying to combine multiple reference photos. Here's the first one. So that was inspiration for the very front of the house. And then that area with the really big windows was inspired by this picture that I found on Pinterest. And I liked the idea of having a really, really open space like that. Um, and I've seen a lot of rooms like that with a lot of plants. And then I also love checkered floors with plants, which you'll see a lot in this house. So I kind of wanted to play into that in this room. So then we just rotate to the back, and here's the back of the house. I put in a nice little pool and some wood flooring there. And then you can see that there's that room on the back with all of the windows as well, similar to the one upstairs, and that will eventually be the dining room. So then heading inside, I always wait to put the windows in the kitchen until I've done the counters so that everything's planned correctly. So I was just trying to figure out what had the right feel with these checkered floors, and I went with these countertops, and then I decided to put in an island. So I got that in place, realized that I wanted a bigger one, I thought. And so I did like this, took that one out to put the stove on, removed that bit from the side, and then put the stove into the island. So then it was a matter of figuring out how to arrange everything. I also put a stove into the dining room as like a warming sort of thing. And then getting these cabinets arranged was very difficult because that bottom one didn't want to do the corner thing. So I had to play around and then I got them. And then I put in the windows in accordance with how those cabinets were. And I really like this arrangement. I think there's a ton of natural light in the kitchen then. And then I also put shelves above those windows, and I really liked this addition. Like, I would love to personally have this kitchen. And then just finished putting in all of the small appliances in the kitchen. And then I knew that I wanted to have an accent color in here, and a lot of the pictures that I'd been looking at had gem tones, and there's a ton of gem tones in this house, and navy blue became the gem tone for a lot of the downstairs. So you see it on the stools there. And then you'll also see it on this cabinet that I put into the left. So then I just put down some rugs. I ended up going with the half circle one in navy. And then I moved on to the, oh no, I lighted and then I move on to the dining room. So I kind of skip over my struggles with the dining room and just to having the table in there. Because I tried to put it on an angle a number of times and it just really didn't work. So it just went normal straight across table. So then I decked out the dining room with a bunch of plants because, as I said before, I love the idea of plant rooms with checkered floors. I don't know what it is, but I really, really love it. And if you can't tell, there we go. The wall there is green to play up the plants and things and the gem tone idea. And I just did a little gallery wall here next to the doorway, and then I was done with that. So then over here is kind of like the family room because there's a formal living room in the front, and then this is a bit more of the family room. So I struggled with the arrangement of this room for a while because it's a very awkward little like side room almost, and the bathroom is not helping things where I put that. So originally I arranged it like this and I was going to put in a desk. Decided no. So then I ended up putting the TV between the windows and I put the sofa first against the wall. Then I realized that's not going to work. I put in a smaller sofa closer to the TV and then the chair off to the side. And just put some end tables in here. More plants. There's so many plants in this house. It's ridiculous. Um, and I really love that rug just because it looks so eclectic and it looks like it's going to be like that like grassy material. So it really seemed to fit the vibe of this house, which is just an eclecticness. Just so many different things, but I really do think it's working. And I put these lockers up by the front door because as you see once we get upstairs, there's children's bedrooms in this house. And so I thought the lockers seemed appropriate as like a fun little thing to store their coats and backpacks and stuff by the door. So then I put a bunch of shelves here on this wall and kind of made it into a funky little arrangement and just decked it out with all these little clutter items, just using the 9 key to lift those up. I had a little bit of trouble with just trying to get an angle to work at this with. But I think this turned out really, really cute. So So then in the front here, I put in a runner and a rug in front of the door, a nice little side table with just some knickknacks and things. And then I also put this rack with a coat and a purse, or a coat and a hat by the front door. And going up the stairs is just a little mirror. So then in the formal living room, I wanted to have built-in bookcases. So I had to play around a lot with which ones were going to look correct with this fireplace and fit into this space. So I arranged these, changed my mind, arranged some other ones, and then tried to figure out how to make them like all the way to the ceiling. Nothing was stacking correctly and looked okay. So I ended up deleting these and going back to the first ones. And they don't go all the way to the ceiling, and I just kind of decided I was fine with that. So I just raised up some items to put on the top shelves just to make the bookcases look a little more varied. So it was a lot less obvious that like they all had the same exact stuff on them. And then I put these nice little lights above each of them, and I think it was just a nice detail. So then this part of the living room was inspired by this image that I found on Pinterest. And so originally I was going to put the chairs on either side of the fireplace, and then was like, no, I'm going to stay true to this image. I think that'll actually work better and be cuter. So I put them both on the same side and then a bench in front of the fireplace. So this is just a very formal sitting room in the end, but I really do think it ended up pretty cute. I overlapped these lights to have a bigger chandelier, and I think that really adds a bit of dynamic to that lighting fixture. And then a similar rug to the one in the living room, just square. So then there's an easel in the corner because my thought for this family was that they're all very artistic and they're well off and their kids are like cultured and they do all these after school activities. So there's an easel here and you'll see more upstairs. And I just made this huge gallery wall here, taking advantage of the fact that we can now, shrink paintings. Put a nice little window box under the mirror because I thought that was like a fun detail, and that really seems like an item that you would, make from thrift store items or find at like West Elm right now. So that's just a standard little bathroom. It has a little bit of fun with those pink tiles, but that's really it. I kind of embraced how there's all of the light pinks and millennial pinks going on in interior design at the moment with this bathroom. And then navy towels and gold accents. So it's just, a Tumblr dream there. So then on the back porch, I was going to put a sofa. And then I decided to put it over there by the pool so that I could put in a grill and a little bit of an outdoor kitchen here. So I just lined up the countertop, and then to clutter up the space a little, I put up one of those strips of knives. And then just put in some lighting out here, and then I believe, yep, I go for a dining table. I think glass is just so classic for outdoor dining, so there's the glass table. So then in the upstairs hallway, put in this really dynamic rug, and then put in some decorations and a little sitting area, because this is kind of a big hallway, so having nothing there seemed like a waste of space. And these are the kind of people I feel like who would buy things just to fill up space in their home, so they bought a couple armchairs. So then this is the master bathroom, and I was trying to model it after this picture, but because this is a base game only build, there just wasn't good wallpaper to emulate this picture. So I don't know how much I really like it in the end, but I don't hate it. So now selecting the bed for the master bedroom, and the headboard you can see is overlapping with the window, and I do fix that in a minute because I go to put in the dresser, have the issue, raise both the windows then, and just say, let's do it. So I go with some cream curtains. First tried those draped ones, then just went with straight down ones, moved the furniture out from the walls so there wouldn't be that weird little overlap, and then put in another dresser because, why not let both people in the couple have a dresser? And then I just started cluttering things up, more plants, just of course. So I put a little cluster in this corner and then just put some items on the dressers. And then I believe I moved on, yes, to the bookcase. So I put in this really industrial bookcase because I really feel like it added to the eclecticism of the house. And then this chair kind of determined what gem tone I was going to use in this room. So I picked that really, really dark purple and then played off of that with the rug. And then you'll see I put art on the wall over here that also embraces that purple a little bit. And so I think it ended up going together pretty well. And then this wall had flowers, and this one I downsized that huge map. And I think that it just really makes that room feel eclectic, and I really like it. So this room I imagined was a teenage boy's room. So he just has some darker furniture, but with like lighter bits to it, like the front of that wardrobe and his chair and his duvet. Fixing a wall there I missed when I was painting. And it's a pretty small room, but I managed to tuck a lot into it. And then he has these really cool shelves. And I just raised a bunch of clutter items up there with the 9 key. And I just kind of put one thing on each shelf so it wouldn't be too cluttered. But the idea is that that's, his storage for any knickknacks and fun things he wants on display. So this was really fun to do. And I really like the look of the shelves going all the way up to the ceiling. It just really heightens the room, I think. So then this is just a pretty standard bathroom. The same things that are in this bathroom are also in the bathroom. There's a third bathroom on this floor, so you can see there that they're the same. I just didn't bother filming it because, they look exactly the same. So then this, I imagined, was twin girls. And I'd seen a picture, which I could not manage to locate to put on here for you, of having a little bookcase between two beds. So I put in the toddler beds in the end and the little bookcase in between and the unicorn on the wall. So it just got some whimsy to it. And then I added in some toys. I put in that Triceratops because who doesn't love a good dinosaur? And then I put in the little art table because that makes sense with the fact that like other people in this family are artistic and use the easels around the house. So then this is the room with the really big windows. And this ends up being like a very cool like lounge for the family. So there's a ton of plants in here. It's also basically a greenhouse or like a conservatory. So there's the beautiful gem tone sofa, and I love navy with these checkered floors. All of these plants to play up all of the greens and provide a little bit of a shield from the street. If you do want any privacy in this room, you have a little bit. And then it's just a room with arts. You can paint with natural light, you can play the piano, and people can sit on the sofa while you play the piano, so it's also an entertainment space in the end. So just, yeah, put a ton of plants in here. So then here are the final shots. The front of the house, I think, looks really clean and crisp. And there's the backyard. I love that you can see into both of the dining room and the upstairs. So then zooming through these rooms, I think they just came out really nicely. I really love the navy with the checkered floors, as I've said how many times now. And then there's the dining room, and I imagine the stove could be used to keep you warm in such a windowed room in the winter. So here's the master, and then there's the master bathroom. As you can see, yeah, that wallpaper is not really what I wanted for my inspo image, but it's something. And then here's that conservatory. Just all the plants and the deep tones, I think is just so beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're interested in downloading this house, it will be up on the exchange.